Okay, number 3. Which equation represents the relationship in the table? So first off, in the table, I know that I can find a rate of change, and I know that I can find a starting point if there is one at 0, when x is 0. So remember, our form for our equation is y equals our rate of change times x plus our starting point. So we have a big 0 here for our starting point, because that means wherever x is 0, that y value tells me where I'm starting. So I see right here in my table it gives me 0, 6. So I know for this part of my equation I should be adding 6. So I see in 3 of these it is adding 6. I can eliminate the one that is not. So A is out. So all of these are adding 6, which is correct. So I know the last part of my equation. So I'm missing my rate of change, but I know it's something times x plus 6. So to find my rate of change, I just need to look in my table. So from -4 to 0, I know that I am adding 4. From 0 to 4, I am adding 4. From 4 to 8, I'm also adding 4. Then down here on my y-axis, from 26 to 6, I am subtracting 20. From 6 to -14, I'm subtracting 20. And then from -14 to -34, I am subtracting 20. So now remember, we write our rate of change as change in y over change in x. So I want to know my change in y, which is down here every time I'm changing by -20. So I'm going to write that on the top. Change in y is -20 over my change in x, which is +4 every time. So down here I'm going to put +4. Now, I don't see -20/4 as the rate of change, so that means I must need to simplify it. So I know I can simplify by dividing 20 by 4. 20 divided by 4 gives me 5, and it is negative. So my rate of change is really -5. So I'm going to put that into my equation. And then I see that my equation that I wrote matches answer choice C. Y equals -5x plus 6. And then we always want to check that to make sure it works with our points. So if we aren't sure, then we can always take one of our coordinates from our table and we can plug it into our equation to make sure that it's correct. So if I wanted to plug in this coordinate, 0, 6, 0 is my x value, 6 is my y. So for y, I should get 6 when I take -5 and I multiply it by 0, and then I add 6. So I just plugged in 6 for y, and I've in 0 for x. So if I work it out, -5 times 0 gives me 0. And then I know that 0 plus 6 is equal 6, so I know that that's correct. So we can always plug in points from the table into our equation to see if it's correct also.